How about Sabine? Would you read the little letter and all the way from Germany?
I will. Dear folks of Baba, tonight we have as our guest Marta Flores, who has brightened the Baba world for years with her warm and lively personality. On our late night chats, she is a great participant, always there with a question that opens up discussion. And she is deeply appreciative of those who share their inner feelings, especially their vulnerable side. She grew up in California, the oldest of a large family which she helped to look after. She attended Catholic schools through high school and was deeply devoted to God and prayed to Him through those early years. She moved to Santa Barbara in 1969, where she has spent most of the rest of her life. It was there in a health food store that she first saw Baba's name in a copy of his discourses. It all unfolded from there. In the mid 1970s, Martha went to India knowing very little about Baba. She will tell the touching story in more detail, of course. She has been very active over the years with Baba, attending the meetings in Santa Barbara for years, going to many of the LA Sahavas, where the Mandali and many others who had met Baba shared their stories. COVID brought Marta to the Zoom sessions where her contribution has been so valuable. Even so, I've known her since the mid 1970s. I'm looking forward to hearing the many new details of her life with Baba. Next Sunday is Baba's birthday, and I thought to cancel our Zoom session as many of you may have programs to attend on that evening. In his love, Jeff.
Jeff, can I just add that
Yeah.
I decided to play a funny movie and I took over your slot and it's a movie of a 1988 Baba birthday play with a lot of folks, Ted and kind of the whole gang of residents it's a funny movie. It's only an hour long. So that's what's going to happen after RT, on
Oh,
Baba's. Yeah.
okay, sounds good. I should say back in the mid '70s, I was in at Marizada Mondley Hall, and this young woman came in. She didn't know we were quite a few of us gathered. She didn't know much about Baba, but Erich connected so beautifully with her, and there was just a nice repertoire between her and Erich, and he was kind of very delighted, and it was kind of beautiful to see. And that was our Marta Flores. And he knew back then that she would spend the rest of her life devoted to Bob. He knew that. I could tell from way back then. Anyway, I don't want to. We've already taken up 2 minutes or 3 minutes of her time. So, Marta, feel free. She's going to share her story, but feel free to ask questions along the way.
Okay, so I'll start out because some of you got me in this pickle. So Tony,
Yep.
Peter, Bob, who else said Marta? I think there was somebody else. Oh, go here. Yes, go here.
You're next.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask all of you in the middle of this, so I don't have to think of such a long block to share a quote, please. Okay, that's your guys' job for getting me here. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jeff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure everyone sitting here can make that claim that Erich was loving on them and very special too. But certainly, I was very blessed to meet such an incredible soul. So I think Jeff has told the story. Most of you know it. I'm going to open with this story because hard to believe, but I'm a very private person, and I'm fine when I'm yakking with all of you. But when I have to recall my private life or even recall the past, it becomes a big elephant in the room. And so I'm going to call it out in the beginning, because you probably think that I'm not like this, but I hold both of those things at the same time. So I'm going to name it. When Baba was going to go to the States, he asked Erich to go with him. And Erich said, "Oh, Baba, please, I'm so tired." I don't know. He had been doing something, a lot of something, whatever that was. What was it, Jeff?
It was the new life. He was totally.
Oh, just the new life. Yeah. And he asked Baba, "Please, Baba, I don't want to go to the States." And Baba goes, "What?" And he goes, "No, Baba, please, I just don't, I'm too tired." So Baba told him, okay. But then what happened, Eric said, was kind of almost worse, because he had to go with Pendu around India and talk to everybody and tell them that Baba was coming and about Mayor Baba. And so Baba said, Baba to Erich, when he was ordered to travel in India with Pendu and to let people know that he was coming. And Erich said to Baba, "Baba, I don't have anything to say. How will I know what to say?" And Baba said to Erich, "Just say before you speak, Baba, let me say only what you want me to say." So I'm saying, "Baba, let me say only what you want me to say."
Beautiful.
So of course, as you can imagine, I was born in Hollywood Presbyterian Church. And I was the first child born to 4 kids in the Catholic family. And I really lucked out because my parents were very much in love. It was a new marriage. It was a new kid. Everything was new and delicious, and I was adorable. And so I got really the cream of all of it. Though, I mean, all of us got treated well, but I was the first one. And I'm really grateful that I chose to come through a Catholic family in retrospect, because from the very beginning, I had a strong foundation of relationship with God. Even though it was a relationship through the rules of the church, I had no concept at that time at all that you could have a personal relationship with God. So I came through a typical Catholic family, middle, upper class, and we went to Mass every weekend on Sunday when I was little. And later on, I went to grammar school, and I was very, very devoted to God. I absolutely fell in love with every single nun, and I found them very kind and loving. I loved to pray the rosary. I collected holy cards. I collected books of the saints. I loved going to Mass on First Friday. Also, in those days, you didn't eat meat on Fridays, because supposedly that was either the Last Supper or the crucifixion. I don't remember now which one, but that was something we did in those days. Let's see. Okay. Oh, good. Okay, that's part. Oh, okay, that's all. Oh, okay. So then after grammar school, I don't think I have much more to say about that. I went to a high school. Now, high school where I lived near Pasadena, I lived in San Marino. They had really, really good public schools, but I was going to Catholic schools. So my parents asked me if I wanted to continue in a Catholic school or public. And I was really frightened to go to public schools. I did not know anything about it. I'd never been to any. And I felt safe in the Catholic church bubble. So I continued high school through a private Catholic school, all girls school. and it was called Ramona Convent. Yes, I was in a convent school, if you can imagine that. So, okay, that was that.
Did you, what kind of like, Marta, what kind of,
Yeah.
um, how did you kind of picture Jesus or God back in that time? I mean, did
Well, it
you?
was very devotional. It
Mhm.
was very devotional, and it was very structured in the church. I mean, in my high school, it was very structured as far as what was available on Fridays and masses in the morning and confession and all the curriculum of school too. But so it was more through the structure of the church at that time.
I mean, did you feel that Jesus was kind of there, uh, uh, kind of personally for you, or there was?
No, no, no. I didn't have that word personal with God. It was, I don't know what I had, but what I know, I had something in my heart, but I didn't think of it as a personal thing. It was like, if you followed these rules of the church, then you're loving God. It was that kind of relationship early on. High school, it started to change because I started to get more of my personality and my own likes and dislikes. So when I entered high school, um, I learned kind of quickly that my high school, my Ramona Convent, was a small school, and it was all girls, so it was pretty safe as far as that went. And I realized that when you're in a small container, all I had to do was know a little bit more and shine a little bit brighter than most people, and I would be doing pretty good. So I did. I enjoyed high school. I was very artistic. I was on the newspaper. I wrote for the newspaper. I ran for, president of the classes, and I really enjoyed it. There was just one problem. I told them in class that I did not want to get married and I did not want to have children. And that was not what they wanted to hear in the Catholic school. And so it didn't fit in. So they called my parents into high school, if you can imagine that. They called my parents in and told them that there was something wrong and I could not participate in running for class president because they felt that I was going to influence the girls. And of course, that made me even more defiant. So what happened was really amazing. My parents didn't even take it seriously. But the whole class wrote my name in on the ballot, even though they wouldn't let me run. And I won. I always remember that. And I couldn't do it. They weren't going to let me do it, but I won. And it was kind of like a statement of being accepted by everybody there. And so that's one of the few memories I have. I don't have a lot of memories for whatever reason. That's why I had to really work at digging all this out. Okay, that's that. So while I was doing this, I could hear Peter saying, don't read this, don't read this, But as I went along, Peter, last week he said that. As I went along, I realized that if I didn't read it, I wasn't going to be able to remember all the pieces. And Rich isn't here, is he? No. Rich and
I'm here.
Bob.
I'm loving it.
Oh, there you are. You weren't on camera. Hi, Rich. Good.
Hello.
Hi. They did such a great job, and how they talked continuously, I will never know. I mean, it was so effortless and beautiful. So I was inspired, but I didn't quite meet the grade. So let's see. From high school. Okay. From high school was done. So after high school, so I went to a city college, and I wasn't too excited about going to college. Actually, I really wanted to go to art school, but I got into the city college, and I thought, well, I'll go to city college for a couple of years and then go to art school. So I was trying to get into a philosophy class, and it was full. So I was leaning up against the wall in the hallway, waiting for the instructor to open the door for the class to see if I could get in. And this tall, blonde, handsome Scandinavian guy walks by and he says, "Oh, I really like your shoes." And I had bought those shoes a week before and I really liked them too. And I looked up and here's this gorgeous guy. So that was the last of my college days. I dropped out of school, started dating him, and we ended up getting married the following year. But the good news was that he ended up, even though we didn't stay together, we stayed together for 8 years, but he ended up being my ticket to Santa Barbara. And Santa Barbara was my ticket to Baba's feet. So everything had a plan. And also it got me out of my parents' house, which for some reason I really wanted to get out of my own. And I knew I couldn't do it by myself. So, you know, it served its purpose, and he was a nice guy. So we went to Santa Barbara, and I had never worked when I was at my parents' house. And so we got a little apartment, and I got my first job at a really nice big health food store in Santa Barbara. There was 3 of them, Kaiser's Health Food Store. Let's see where I am. Okay. Okay, so I started working at Kaiser's Health Food Store. It was my first job. I was kind of nervous, actually. I was not really confident, but I always enjoyed things about health and self-improvement. I was kind of a natural counselor with people. And so in the bathroom of Kaiser's Health Food Store, the employee's bathroom, is the first time I saw Mayor Baba's name, if you can believe that. And I want to tell you, from then on, now looking back, bathrooms have been instrumental in my spiritual path. I know it's hard to believe, but I tell you, Baba uses everything. I know, it's like amazing. And if you go into my bathroom, you will see I have an altar in my bathroom even. I mean, I really spend a lot of time because I do my makeup, my hair, I get dressed, blah, blah, blah. Okay, anyway, the bathroom. So I saw the 3 volumes of the discourses, and I just saw his name, and I kind of just registered, but I didn't have any idea what it was because I had no exposure to any Eastern philosophy at all. I had no language for it. So also when I started, just before me, a gal that turned out to be one of my dearest friends, Barbara Jarman, she started working at the health food store too. And those were her discourses. We became very, very good friends. And she lived at a house with 4 or 5 other Baba lovers in Santa Barbara at the time. So she started inviting me over to the house, and they would be talking about Baba, and there'd be Baba pictures. And I didn't have any language. I couldn't relate, but I liked them so much. I really liked them. They were great people. And they never tried to push Baba on me or anything like that. They just invited me over for anything that they had. So I was part of the family. And so let's see what happened after that. Oh yes, I do have to tell you, this is disrespectful, Baba, but I've heard other people say this too. I thought Baba was really a crazy man because he would tell people to do all these weird things, as we know now that Baba does, right? But then it was like, oh man, these poor people, they're really being duped by this guy, Mayor Baba. And that was my first thought about Baba. So while I was working at Kaiser's, okay, now, okay. So while I was working at Kaiser's, I worked there for 7 or 8 years, and I ended up being the assistant manager. But at the house with the Baba lovers, it's where I first met Randy. Randy was dating one of the gals at the house, and he was a Baba lover. And he would come to the health food bar like all the other people in the house. And through the years, this was like, we're talking about years, because I was really very happily married for probably 6 or 7 years. And but I found out I really always wanted to learn how to make jewelry, and I found out that Randy knew how to make jewelry. He was making jewelry, and I thought, wow, that would be really neat. So I asked him one time if he would teach me how to make jewelry, and he said, oh yeah, of course he would. I mean, I was young, right? And I guess he was not with his girlfriend anymore. I guess that, right, Ren? You weren't with okay. And so I started going over there, and we started becoming friends. And he ended up being my partner for 15 years. And I went to India for the first time with him and Barbara from the health food store. Now, at this point, I kind of can hear that it may not be making sense to you. Does anybody have any questions? I don't think this is linear, but in my mind, it's getting kind of
What happened to the husband?
Oh yeah, okay, that's good. Yeah. So
This
well,
woman will keep you straight.
Oh, thanks. Thank you. I need that. Well, he started to go a dirt bike riding with his father almost every week out of town. And he just wasn't around. And Randy was around, and we became friends. And so Randy would listen. We would talk about Baba. We would read the I Ching and Lao Tzu. And so it was like a whole different relationship. And Baba's really tricky, as you know. He uses everything to lure us in, right? You know, and Randy was the carrot that lured me in, right, Rand? And his kindness and his love for God. This is one thing I also have realized about myself through the years looking back. I love people that love God. And the men that love God, I love them. You know, it doesn't matter who they're with or what they're doing. It's a love that's that they love God. And I just like, I'm so drawn to that kindness, that sweetness. And that love for God is irresistible, isn't it? So, okay, so Joel ended up, we split up, and he ended up having an aneurysm, and he died at 33. He was in San Diego. I was already separated from him, and I was with Randy. And so then the next phase is Barbara had 2 sisters in India that were also Baba lovers. They were studying Montessori course in Calcutta, of all places. Randy and Barbara decided they were going to go to India, to Baba's place. And Randy and I were taking a walk one day. This is the way I remember it, as far as I can tell. And I said to Randy, I said, Randy, wouldn't it be amazing if I went to India with you guys? Now, at that time, I might as well have said, wouldn't it be amazing if I went to the moon? You know, it was like, in those days, it was not on my compass at all. It was like the farthest thing, I couldn't even imagine it. And so when I said it, it was just totally Baba that made me say it, to give my brain the idea that I might go to India with these guys, you know. And so eventually that did happen. But before that happened, my house burned down. My studio burned down, the studio that was in the house where I lived. There was a big fire, and it was brewing for a while, and I kind of ignored it. And oh yes, Randy was rebuilding his studio in Montecito, so he was staying at my place for a while. And he was there, and the fire was coming, and I was ignoring it. I don't think he was. And pretty soon they decided that we better all evacuate because it was coming at the back of my studio was a barranca, like a big canyon thing, or a stream. And the fire was being sucked down the hill right behind my studio and everybody else's houses. This was like a very wealthy area of Montecito. So they came by, as I remember it, it seems like they came by with loudspeakers. Anyway, Randy came in and said, we have to evacuate. And I go, I'm not going to evacuate. I'm not going to take all this stuff and have to bring it back. And he says, they're telling us we have to evacuate. So meanwhile, he's getting, because of his love for Baba, I'll always be grateful. He got all the Baba photos and took them to the car and the stereo and the TV. I was put out, so I just threw some skirts and tops in a trash bag. And we went to his place in Montecito and stayed. And everybody was chaotic, running around, scared, packing, driving, you know, fire department, police, and all that. A lot of smoke was starting to come. You could see the fire was way up the hill, but so anyway, we went to Randy's place. And the next thing I remember was, I remember waking up, hearing a helicopter. And then I remembered, oh my God, it was a fire. Oh, I wonder what happened to my place. Oh my God. So I didn't even say anything to Randy that I remember. I don't know, but I don't think I did. I just jumped up. I didn't even put my shoes on. I ran to the car, no license, no purse, nothing. I was just like, what happened to my house? And so I drove, it wasn't very far, but I couldn't get into the neighborhood because it was all blocked off because it had been, the fire had gone through all the way through down. So I parked the car and I run up to the police. He goes, you can't go in, ma'am. I go, what do you mean I can't go in? I'm starting to get really emotional. What do you mean I can't go in? And my house is there. I have to see what. He says, do you have any identification? No, I don't have any identification. I don't even have shoes on. I said, I need to see if my house is okay. You have to let me in. You have to believe me. I was really emotional. And he could see that. And he says, okay, he says very strictly, I'll give you 10 minutes. Oh, God. So I jumped in the car and I drive and I get in front of the house. The whole entire neighborhood was ash and burnt to the ground. And I stand in front of this 2-story house I used to live in, and I stand there and I go, oh my God. And I remember the shock that went through, electric shock, like my body went, and I fell to my knees and I just started weeping. I was so shocked. I thought, oh my God, it's gone. It's totally, everything's gone. I mean, the whole neighborhood, everything for blocks was burnt. So I went over to see where the studio used to be, just to get a reality check, you know. And I had like maybe 25 journals stacked like this against the wall. And I touched one of them and they all just disintegrated into ash. And then there had been, Randy had hung some beautiful antique stained glass windows in my studio. And he didn't take those. You can imagine. They were a puddle of melted colored glass. And I just stood there and I thought, oh, Baba, wow. So that's what I remember about that. And I also remember that as we were packing, Randy and I walking back, running back and forth to the car before the fire, my landlord was upstairs and he said, don't worry. He said, I'll get some insurance money and I'll give you some if anything happens. Ha, ha, ha. We were laughing about it because we didn't think that this was going to happen. So later on, after all this, he was true to his word. He did give me some money. And that money was what I used to get my ticket to go to India with Randy and Barbara.
Marta, can you tell us what year was that, Marta? I'm sorry to interrupt.
Oh, the year of, let's see, I went to India in 75. So
Okay.
the fire was possibly before that. Anyway, I know we did find out that we did go to India in 75. That was the first time.
Thank you.
So let's see. Okay, so does anybody have a quote to read, please? I was serious. I need a breather. Okay, yes, Tony.
It's a short quote.
That's okay.
In love is infinite compassion, and whatever happens is already tempered by compassion.
Oh, I love that. Please read it one more time. It's beautiful. Thank you.
In love is infinite compassion, and whatever happens is already tempered by compassion.
I have a short one that goes along with that very well.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
In love, there is no fear. For those who are earnest, the path and the goal become the same. Therefore, continue trying.
Oh, did you write that?
No, that's Baba.
Oh, that's beautiful. Read that again, please.
In love, there is no fear. For those who are earnest, the path and the goal become the same. Therefore, continue trying.
Oh, thank you, Jay. Baba, that's beautiful. You know, those two quotes, I have to say, now looking back at my life with Baba so far, that he has reinforced that belief in me in a very beautiful and new way through especially the last 5 years. And I'm really appreciative of that. And all of you have helped me with that, just sharing your stories and coming together these last 4 years through Zoom and the intimacy that you all bring. So then, let's see, where am I now? The fire. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah. What?
oh, sorry. I have another quote that's very relevant.
Yeah.
You just said you're going to
Good.
go. I do remember it, but let me just find it here anyway.
Did I say something to trigger you?
Yes.
Um,
When you
Fire.
feel cold and sit by the fire, it drives out your cold and makes you perspire. When you feel hungry and cook on the fire, it gives you your food for which you aspire. But if you, like a fool, try to play with the fire, it may burn you so badly that would make hell admire. Baba is fire.
oh, very good. Very appropriate. Yeah, very appropriate. Yeah, that fire was very symbolic in my life. And my life changed after that fire and my trip to India. And my life completely changed then. And at the time, I was not really upset about losing anything that I had, which was not a lot at that point. But the Red Cross came through, and all of a sudden I had more stuff again because all these people were giving us stuff after the fire. But I was really grateful for the money, and then the trip to India started. So my girlfriend Barbara Jarman, and her sister is Marianne Jarman, that some of you might have known. She passed away a couple of years ago. She was going, and Randy and I, and we landed in Bombay. Now, from this point on, I'm not sure how much is going to come up or what's going to come up, because I didn't write this stuff down. I don't remember a lot of stuff. Probably Randy would remember more. Probably Jeff remembers more. But so the things I do remember is landing in Bombay with a lot of anticipation. Now, I was 25, so I was really, we were on an adventure. You know, I wasn't like a scaredy cat like now with germs and food and water and all that. It was like, this was an adventure. And I was very excited. but apprehensive too, because in those days you had to get a lot of vaccinations and stuff. So we land in Bombay, and I remember that the door, first these people come in suits and spray us down with some kind of insecticide. And I'm going like, why are they spraying us? We're going into India. But that's what they did. And I sat there and thought, what the heck is happening here? And then they left. And so then they let us get out of the plane. And the first thing I remember was this blast. I think Bob alluded to this blast of hot air with a mixture of smell of poop, spices, incense, and smoke. It was like, whew. I went, oh my God. It was like nothing I'd ever experienced. And then, of course, I was coming from a middle class, you know, really princess style existence into India. And there was all those slums that used to be around the airport. I don't know if they're probably still there, but they hadn't cleaned the airport like now. And so everything hit me at one time. But at that time, it wasn't like anything that I couldn't handle. I was just like kind of confused because I'd never seen this kind of dichotomy held at one time. So then we took, I think we might have gone to the hotel. I'm not sure, I don't remember. Do you want to say anything at this point, Randy, about what we did? I forgot. Or not? If you don't want to, that's fine.
I'm muting, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, took the train. Too.
Did we stay at a hotel first that night?
I think so, that night.
I thought maybe that was the night that I got bitten by the mosquitoes, but I'm not sure.
I think it was, yeah. Oh no, that was Calcutta, sorry.
Oh, it was Calcutta. And then after we took the train, we took a bus to Pune, or from Pune to Nagar or something. Anyway, we ended up at Nagar, and we stayed at the Dalit Hotel. So all I can remember mostly about that is I was trying to get Randy's attention, and Randy was trying to be devoted to Baba. That was the gist of most of the trip at the beginning. And I think I also even took, you know, remember that story, The Valley of the Dolls, that old kind of author? I took this big old fat, sexy book to read in India on a pilgrimage to Meher Baba, which of course I wasn't into Meher Baba, I was into Randy. Randy was into Meher Baba, Barbara was into Meher Baba. I was along for the ride. Anyway, the Dalit was really a shock to me. And at that time, it was an okay hotel, but it was not, I mean, it wasn't even a 3-star or 2-star. It was like the character of India that I was wondering about. And another thing I remember is there was a wedding half a block away for 5 days, and the music did not stop for 24/7. And it was just enough to make you go insane. Meanwhile, you know, Barbara and Randy were like being just holy, they were in heaven, and I was like in hell. Anyway, so the next thing I remember is, of course, Mandalay Hall. Now, I have any more details about this, except I remember that Erich said, oh, so, he says, what brought you here? And I think I must have been there a few days by then, but maybe not, I don't know, but that's all he had to say. He gave me the floor, and I started bitching and bitching and bitching. I said, I don't know why I threw away this money into the toilet to come to this place. I said, I can't even believe how filthy it is, how smelly it is. I said, I don't want to even touch anything. And I would go on and on. Of course, he just loved it. And every time I'd come into the to Mandalay Hall, if there was new people, he would have me tell the whole story again, because he just was very entertained by it. And of course, the more attention I got, the more I elaborated on the story, right? And it was just great, great fun. And that I have a very vivid memory about.
He got a real kick out of you. It was obvious.
Yeah, it was very fun. Oh, so something I just wanted to mention about obedience in Baba. When I was in Mondeley Hall, I just wanted to be with Erich. I didn't want to go anywhere else. I didn't want to go to the porch to Mara. I didn't want to go to tea. I didn't want to be with the women. I just wanted to be with Erich and stay and hear stories. And of course, I don't know, in those days, it was very, very evident that, you know, of course, you're going to go to the porch when Mara comes out. You're going to pay your respects, going to Jai Baba. And then if she invites you to tea, then the women go to tea, and that's where you go. So you can go to Erich, but then when Mara comes, you go to Mara. Well, I did not like that at all. And I told Erich, I said, I don't want to go over to the porch. I want to stay here. You know, I was just like a spoiled brat. I had no idea about Mara or anything like that. And he said, no, you have to go over to the lady side. Anyway, so I remember one time I went, and of course, it was lovely to see such a angelic lover of Baba's, Mara. I was blessed, but I didn't know I was blessed. I was blessed so much, and I had no idea. I got to meet all the Mandali. I had no idea I was so blessed. So one time, Erich sent me out, and the guys were all with Erich in the hall, you know, doing their guy thing. And if you remember, there's a little window behind Erich where he used to always sit, right? And it had a curtain on it. So I figured out that there was a way to go behind the building and come through that window behind Erich. And so I decided to go around and come behind him. And of course, the guys out there could see me, but Erich could. Anyway, so they all started laughing, and he didn't know what was happening, turned around and he saw me there. It was like great fun to trick him like that. It was just so sweet, so special. I mean, obviously it's something that I actually remember. Oh, so I wanted to say about that I realized that when Baba says to obey him, of course, through the years, it's meant many different things in many different layers. But I realized back then that the Mandali were helping me to get that training about obeying Baba by obeying what they said as far as go to see Mara, stay here or go to see Mara. Oh, another thing I just remembered, I got in trouble, I guess you would say, because I was told I was hugging people too close to their body. I was hugging too close. And I went, what do you mean? And I don't know, I remember this was a thing that even the women told me. I thought, well, what am I doing? I'm just hugging people. So I must have been having too much contact or something. I don't know. But it was kind of hurtful, but you know, I tapered off, but I just remembered that I had forgotten all about that. So let's see, what else? So to finish up just what I do remember, at some point, it must have been at least a month and a half in Nagar at Baba's place. I was really getting fed up of being there. I was really bored. And we were going to take the train across India to Calcutta to visit Barbara's sisters. And I kept bugging them, when are we leaving? When are we leaving? When are we leaving? So finally we left, and we did not know at that time that you're supposed to make reservations for first class on the train. So we arrived with no bedding, no food, no water, just our stuff, and on third class. And at that time, I don't know what third class is like now, but it was really tough then. You know, the animals were in there. There was nothing on the windows. You had either had them closed or open, no screens or anything. The bathroom was just a hole with maybe something in it, I don't know, but nothing else. And there was no bedding. There was slats, like a bunk bed situation. And we were going to be on the train. I think it took 3 days and nights or something like that. And so at that time, I would wear my hair in a turban. So there was so much dust and dirt, so that was good. But we had no bedding and we had no food. And the people were really, really nice. One person gave us one of their slatted beds, and we would take turns, the 3 of us, Barbara, Randy, and me, sharing our jackets to put as a pillow, you know, to sleep. And then the next person would get a chance. And so we got to sleep that way. We had to eat stuff off when we stopped. I don't remember getting sick. But the thing I do remember, and this was a turning point, is I was so fed up, I could scream. You know, I was dusty, dirty. I just totally out of my element of comfort. And I remember Erich had said, if you take 1 step to Baba, Baba will take 10 steps to you. And I thought, okay, I'm going to test you, Baba. I'm going to just say your name and see what happens. And I was mad. And I started saying, Mayor Baba, Mayor Baba, Mayor Baba. And I was looking out the window. I was sat next to the window. Mayor Baba, Mayor Baba, Mayor Baba. Not like Mayor Baba, not like that. I was like being a spoiled brat. Anyway, I say that is when Baba did his trick in my heart, okay? So we get to Calcutta. Of course, that's a whole other trip. Calcutta is like unbelievable. And we went to visit her sisters and all that. And then I'm just going to come back to, we got home. So I don't remember any other details. I remember Calcutta, but that's not anything about the Baba story, except that it was just an unbelievable place. But I do remember then, when I got back to my studio apartment, I put up one small little picture of Baba next to my bed. I remember that day, and I thought, I said, Baba, if my parents come here, I'm going to hide you. Because I didn't want them to see Baba's picture, because they were going to flip. They had no, I mean, they could not relate to any of this. They were so terrified of me going to India, you can't even imagine. And so I didn't know how I was going to do all this with Baba and the family. But anyway, that was a turning point where my Baba just stole my heart. And that little picture went up. And the rest is history.
Marta, do you remember anything about going into the tomb on that first trip?
Oh, that's a really good question. Can you believe that? I don't even know. The only thing I do have one memory is when I was leaving India, I remember I had a lot of feelings in the tomb. And I went to bow down because I really love to bow down to Baba's feet. And I remember that when I went to bow down, it was like I kept bowing down to infinity. Like it just kept going down, 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 down. And I must have stayed there. It seemed like I stayed there for a really long time. And I just seemed like I went all the way down and touched Baba's feet with my forehead, like inside his tomb. I remember feeling awkward the first time that I went to bow down, but I went to bow down, and after that it felt comfortable. And of course, what everyone remembers is Nanakara saying welcome home. Now that's something that we all share. And well, that's a really good question. Wow.
How did
Yeah.
things feel when you got home, Marta? Did life feel different when you got back?
Huh. I can't even remember what I did when I got back. Do you remember what we did when I got back, Randy?
Nope.
I don't remember.
I remember you'd like
Oh.
to clean the threshold of the tomb.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yes, that was something I loved. I got up so early. I was the first person up in the Pilgrim Center, the old Pilgrim Center. Before anybody, it was dark, and I would get up early and I would go up there. And yeah, I love to clean the tomb, the top slab of the tomb. And I would love specifically to polish around beloved. The word beloved. Yeah, that was very special. And of course, in those days, Mansari was there, and that was very special. Oh, I do have something to share now. That was very good, very good. Thank you for the questions, because that triggered my memory about something. I can't tell you what trip, but I do remember this incredible, incredible gift that Baba gave me. I went up early one morning, and it was still dark. And I thought, there's not going to be anybody up there, but Mansari will be there. And I walked up to approach the Samadhi, and there was no guard. I mean, no night watchman. There was no Mansari. There was nobody. And the door was open. And I thought, well, this is weird. They must be inside. So I went up to go inside the tomb. There was nobody there, but there was no light, but there was one lantern on the far corner inside Baba's Samadhi. That's all. And I thought to myself, oh, Baba, I'm here with you by ourselves. Oh my God. And I went inside the tomb, kind of like, oh my God, I don't believe this. I kept saying that to Baba. I don't believe this, Baba. I'm alone in the whole world with you. Nobody's here. It was beyond magic. It was beyond, I don't even know. There's no words. And I stayed there, and I thought, how long can I stay here? I mean, where is Mansari? It's like, nobody's here. Anyway, so I stayed there, and I bowed down, on top of to the floor first, and then up, and then onto the slab. And then I just stood on my knee, kept on my knees there. And I was just like this, thinking, oh, Baba, thank you. Oh my God, I can't believe this, Baba. Oh, thank you, Baba. I just kept saying that. Then I guess I got up, and I guess somebody came. I don't remember, but I do thank you for that memory. I totally forgot about that. And I always thought, oh my God, I was by myself with God there. It was such a gift. Yeah, thank you. That was so,
Beautiful.
yeah, that was really, thanks for that memory.
We got Betty up there.
Yeah, Betty.
Oh,
You
we did.
muted, Betty.
No, Vesta in Santa
Oh,
Barbara.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, of course. We were all really good friends. Yeah.
Was she in India at that time? What are times when you went there? Or
Yes. Yeah, she was living there.
Oh.
Yeah, she was devoted to Mira and the women. Well, she was instrumental with Go Hair, the clinic, all of that. She was a fixture.
Any other kind of turning points you would say, not necessarily in your trip to India, but later on in your life? Any kind of valuable turning points in your inner life with Baba, things that awaken you to a different aspect in your life with Baba? Or any exchanges with the Mandali that were especially
Yeah, I'm sure they're there, but I don't have them to recall.
Yeah.
Yes, Diane.
Ooh.
Ooh, that was kind of like, yes, nice. First of all, I want to say to everybody that it was due to Marta Flores bringing Terry and me to Baba Zoom that changed our lives.
Really?
And that's not the first time I've said this out loud.
No, but that's the thing about the mind now, everything's fresh.
Yes. Just bring something in, you got to let something go. I understand that. But
Thank you, darling.
Marta's humility is that she doesn't give herself credit for doing Baba's work, but she does Baba's work. And my question, I feel that when I first raised my hand was a little similar to Jeff's, so I know it stumped you, so maybe I can ask it in a different way. You went to India at first, mainly because you were into a guy, and you left being into a different guy, right? In Baba, and how
Well, I
did,
wasn't really into Baba when I left so
okay,
much.
thank you.
No, I didn't have a feeling that I was anywhere into Baba, no. But
So-
when I got home, then that's when something shifted in my heart. Baba
And do you know what it was? Is there a memory you have, or
No,
okay.
I just know that it was a big deal to put that little picture up. It was like my acknowledging that I was Baba's now, that Baba was it, but it was really, really soft, like a whisper, I didn't want to proclaim it because I didn't even know what that meant. I had no foundation for it yet, except I saw how Randy was with Baba. I saw how Barbara was, and I saw how Barbara's sisters were. They were all Baba lovers. They were devoted to Baba, and I saw and heard all of those people when I worked at the health food store. So it was example, which is so powerful. That's the power that we have as being Baba lovers, not so much even what we say, but how we live. And they were just so loving. And even to this day, my friend Randy, who's here tonight, he's just loves God so much, and he's so kind, and he helps everybody. And it's just, that we're all like that,
So how has we a lot of times, like when we hear how people, what their practices are on a daily basis, just how Baba comes into your life on a daily basis. So could you speak to how that changed in your life, how it progressed with each year, each trip to India, each Sahavas?
God.
Your whole life
No,
is
I can't be that specific, but to me and how I view myself, I feel since the pandemic and since I've been on Zoom, the last 4 years, I feel an incredible shift in my relationship with Baba. I feel that Baba has been very, very generous with all of us. And I feel that he has shifted something. He has gifted me with, I don't even know what to say what it is, but it's a more conscious, continual consciousness of Baba all day long. I think it's helpful that I live alone. I don't have kids running around. I don't have stuff going on. I don't have drama. So, and that, I know that's very luxurious, and I have a very beautiful situation with every wall-to-wall Baba photo. So I've set it up that way, and I love it that way. And Baba has met me with the 10 steps definitely towards me, if not a million times more. And I have to say again, all of you are part of it. The fact that I'm sitting here, I can't even, it's nothing maybe to you guys, but to me, what I had to face internally to come here and talk to you like this, only Baba knows. But I knew that he wanted me to do it, because after Rich, you guys wanted me to talk, and I said no, and I got out of it. But then after that, after Bob, then I didn't get out of it, and I said Baba must want me to talk. And it's like, and so it's not, I told Bob, okay, then you talk.
Not only that, but I think, was it last night you called and said you got really cold feet, and she said, well, let's not record it.
I know.
I
know.
did some fast talking just to.
Yeah, you totally ignored me.
Yeah. No, but just your whole spirit is, you know, like I say, you could read a phone book, the Santa Barbara phone book, and it would still fill our hearts, believe me.
Thank you. Yeah, Rich. Your hands up? No?
Oh, Rich, you're
Yeah.
muted.
Yeah, I wanted to, I don't want to get in front of the other questions, but I just wanted to know, as you continue on, about future trips, and also poor Randy. What happened to Randy? But you know, when
What happened to you, Rand?
when you move on.
We're great buddies.
Yeah, we're really good buddies. Well, Randy and I, we were together for almost 15 years. So we had a great relationship for a long, long time. And then we didn't see each other for 10 years. And then we ran into each other at Trader Joe's. And then
Wait a minute,
we started.
wait. You forgot about the part where you dumped me.
I didn't dump you. You kicked me out. Anyway, I just love him so much, and he's my dearest friend, and he's here in Santa Barbara again. So you know, and he comes to the Baba meetings on our Zoom, and yeah, so he's here. Yeah, he can't get rid of me. Yes, Margaret Sam.
So you said when you put up the picture that you didn't know what you would say to your parents or how they would react. What happened with them when they finally found out that you were following Mayor Baba, or you at least had his pictures in your home?
I'm sorry, I do not know. I do not know. What happened? I mean, I know that they weren't happy about it, but I don't remember being influenced by that. But I do know through the years, they saw how happy I was, that nothing bad had happened to me, that I was happy, and they accepted it. It was never an issue that I really remember between them, but also I was out of the house. It wasn't like I saw them all the time either.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
But you know, I was kind of the golden child in the family, being the oldest. My parents, I could do no wrong. So even though they may not have liked it or understood it, probably understood it's more like it, they accepted it because they loved me and they saw that I was happy.
Beautiful. Hey, here's a question that was typed in. Marta, please tell us how you bring Baba into your daily life and your decision-making process, and how you listen to intuition.
Who wrote that?
Huh?
Go here. Did you write that? Go here. No. Who wrote that?
Okay.
Betty, you wrote that?
No, I know who it is. We'll let her divulge who it is.
Decision making, is that what it said?
It says, please tell us how you bring Baba into your daily life.
Okay, stop there.
It is decision-making process, and how you listen to intuition.
Well, Baba's just here. I mean, you know how when you have a dog and you talk to them all the time, talk to the dog or the cat? Baba's like that. I just kind of talk to Baba during the day. And like I said, you know, I have Baba everywhere and the large photos, so that helps. It's like his body is here. I sometimes consciously start saying, Baba's walking to the car, Baba's opening the garage, Baba's getting in the car. I found that even though that sounded really laborious, I started to make it into a song, and it helps me to remember Baba. Oddly enough, I started doing that the last few months. Not all the time, but when I would remember, oh, Baba's going to the bathroom, oh, Baba's brushing his teeth, just start saying Baba's doing this, Baba's doing that. It isn't an effort, it just is. That's all I can say about that.
That sounds beautiful.
You guys know, you know what it's like now. Yeah.
So then there's your decision-making process. Can you share anything about how you go about making decisions? You know, they're just everyday decisions in your life, some that are more consequential. How do you find yourself or your intuition as far as that?
Yes. I just, if I'm having a problem with something, then I talk to Baba, and I go up to Baba and I said, when I say, I don't know what to do. If I start to spin my wheels, I said, wait, no, give it to Baba. And I do. I just give everything to Baba. I just keep giving it to Baba. Because I know now, I know now that he's going to take care of it. Because he's come through so many times in what I call impossible situations with family stuff, that when I did not know what to do, I was at the end of my rope, and I could feel exhausted. I was exhausted, and I didn't have any answers. I didn't know what to do as a caretaker anymore. I had to let go of my role. And I said, Baba, I don't know what to do. I really don't. And this person needs help and I don't know what to do. So I'm just going to go in and say your name and please take care of it. And it was like unbelievable what happened. It was like a miracle what Baba did. I mean, I never could have imagined what happened. And it ended up being very harmonious in a very explosive situation that I hadn't a clue what I was going to do. So I guess Baba has been so sweet and taken care of things that it's helped me to have more faith and trust in him. And that is one thing that I have to admit now, that I do ask Baba to give me, you know, complete, absolute faith and trust in you. And I always say, I don't know why I say this. I said, like Arnavas had. I don't know why I say Arnavas, but I said, like Arnavas has. If I had complete faith and trust in God, if we had that, we wouldn't have a worry in the world. And I want that, you know. And I know Baba hears it, and I know he will give it if you know, I just keep saying his name. That's the most powerful thing, his name. And I use it a lot. Tina, are you okay? Hey, Tina.
Yes, I just
Hi.
wanted to acknowledge you, Marta. First of all, your apartment looks like a restaurant. And,
A restaurant.
I think you're a great storyteller.
Thank you, Tina. From you, that's really a compliment. You are the greatest storyteller. Wow. Thank you, Tina.
Well, thank you for sharing your recollections of India with us, and everything you shared was just very compelling.
Thank you. I'm really honored that you're here tonight too, Tina. I don't always see you, so it's nice during the nighttime.
Yeah, well, I enjoyed it very much.
Thank you, Barbara.
Marta, I've got a great quote to just give you a little break.
Okay, Jeff.
This is Baba says, all of you say that when you call me, I never listen. It is not true. Baba is such a friend that even for a moment, he is never away from you.
Oh, God. Love that.
When you remember me, I know, because I am with you all the time.
That's what I'm talking about. Exactly. Read that again, Jeff, please.
All of you say that when you call me, I never listen. It is not true. Baba is such a friend that even for a moment, he is never away from you. When you remember me, I know, because I am with you all the time. Beautiful.
Thank you, Jeff.
We come and
Perfect.
go, but he stays. He's
Yeah. Yeah.
Here's a quote. Here's another quote from Baba. I mean, this Baba gave this in the groups aside. I think in 50, somewhere in 62 or something. He said about his own experience: the same theater, the same show, the same actors, 24 hours a day eternally. And I have to not only stay awake, but smile and clap.
That's great.
I memorize it because it's just so he doesn't get a break. He has to watch us all the time.
Could you repeat that, Jeff?
Yeah. The same theater, the same show, the same actors, 24 hours a day eternally. And I have to not only stay awake, but smile and clap. Bob.
That's great.
Goodness.
Marion.
Hi.
Hi.
Marta. Hi. I'm in New York City and I've become aware of thought travels faster than the speed of light, and it's real. And so I really received the beauty of all of your sharing and also the growing awareness through Zoom. You didn't say it in these words, but everyone here, my brother and sister, and walking together. So thank you for sharing, because it really does give me a great gift. Thank you.
Yeah, beautiful. I think we all agree.
Thank you for being here, Marion. Marion, I saw a picture of that park across the street from you. What, that big famous park? Is there snow there? Isn't there snow there?
Central Park?
Is there snow there?
Yeah, snow, and we had a lot of snow sculptures. We had polar bears sculpted and all kinds of things sculpted in the park.
I saw a picture today and I thought, oh, that's where Marion is, across the street from there.
Yeah.
Wayne, hi.
Here we go. Uh-oh, Wayne, you're
Yeah, there we go. There we go. I have a memory that's come back to me that Marta lives up to her name. I used to, in the summer of 2010, I was helping out at Marymount for a couple of months. And part of that was events, setups for anniversaries and things and different, and Sam Irvin told me about Marta before I even met her. She's the flower lady. She brings the most beautiful flowers to Baba's tree for years and countless times. And even the times I've been there, which is not countless, but dozens of times, I would say, she would bring bags of flowers, maybe from Trader Joe's or somewhere, and arrange them around Baba's heart rock at the tree. And she is known for that. It's beautiful to witness. And there are wonderful photographs of that. And I just wanted to mention that. I just came into mind. Yeah. And if I'm not mistaken, Marta, did you have something to do with the Heart Rock being there in the first place? You might.
I guess I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a very funny story. I mean, it's amazing the way that it unfolded. All of my life, I've had people bring me heart rocks and papers and leaves and all kinds of gifts from all over the world in shapes of hearts. So hearts, I've always found hearts everywhere. Once I was on a hike by myself, and I found a red velvet heart in the path. Nobody was around. It was right on the path. And so I always told Baba, whenever I see a heart rock from now on, I'm gonna say that you're sending me a kiss. So yeah, there was a heart rock that I had. And I think originally, of course, I asked Margaret and Sam if it would be, I don't even remember if I would be okay if I brought a heart rock where Baba was. And it was not like a perfect art sculpted heart. It was like what's it called? Like an artistic natural one. It was just one that I either had it or somebody had brought it. It was a good size rock. And then I was on a walk and I was going through an alley and I saw the corner of a rock sticking up, a big rock. And I thought, oh my God, is that a heart rock? And I pulled some of the dirt back and it was this big old heart rock in the alley behind this house. And I thought, oh my God, I got to get that out somewhere, but how am I going to lift it? So I waited till dusk came and I got the car and I went down the alley and I shimmied the rock and I tried to get it up and I put it in the car. Then I replaced it. That was the second heart rock. Then that heart rock got burned up in one of the fires. And when I went back this last time, it was cracked. And I thought, oh my God, that's incredible. Then I had another heart rock in my walkway, I believe. So I asked if I could trade that heart rock for the crack one. And they said yes. So I have 2 heart rocks from Baba, where Baba was sitting in my house, like, you know, protectors of the house with Baba's energy. And so another heart rock, I brought it up to Mirror Mountain, and that's where Baba sat. And I don't know how that I was blessed to be able to do that, but it kind of just unfolded. It wasn't even an effort. These rocks came into my possession and I kind of traded them off. So when you go up to Mirror Mountain, you'll see there's a heart rock there. Yeah, thanks, Wayne, for reminding me. Yes, go ahead.
You don't get to talk. You have to raise your hand.
Marta, my sweet Marta, what can I say? It's been such a joy listening to your story. I'm so happy to know you through Zoom, and I feel a special connection with you. You know that already.
Yes, thank you.
And I feel that Baba has chosen you from way before you even knew it to come to him. And it's just incredible how he has reeled you in like he does. And so, and today your life is, as you say, through these Zoom sessions and the last 4 years and so forth, that you've come to a good time in your life. You've come to a good part of your journey where you're really enjoying life. Is that right? Am I right in thinking that?
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
So to go along with that, I have a special quote for you.
And thank you.
Baba says, live more and more in the present, which is ever beautiful and stretches away beyond the limits of the past and the future. I'll read it again. Live more and more in the present, which is ever beautiful and stretches away beyond the limits of the past and the future. So.
Thank you, Gohar. It's beautiful.
The Baba loved
Thank you
always.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to your visit to Marymount too.
Yes, so am I.
Getting closer.
Thank
you. Go ahead.
Sam and Margaret, they're always hanging around Marymount.
That's an understatement.
Memorize memorize them. Okay.
Bob.
Not your turn.
Marta, just wanted to thank you so much. It's just so special hearing your story and your wonderful memories, and it just thank you for sharing. It touched me.
Thank you, Bob. Love you, Bob. Thank you. Thank you.
If any other memories of other trips to India or the center or Marymount pop into your head, please tell them. It's so special hearing those. So.
Thank you, Bob. Yeah. Tony.
Hi, Marta.
Hey, Tony.
I so enjoy your presence here every week. And it's been a real delight to hear the story that goes with it.
Yeah, beautiful.
And also, after that quote that Gohar read, I set that to music once as a round, and you keep lifting the keys and repeating it over. But I'll just give you like 2 or 3. It's live more and more in the present, which is ever beautiful and stretches away beyond the limits of the past and the future. Live more and more in the present, which is ever beautiful and stretches away beyond the limits of the past and the future. Live more and more in the present, which is ever beautiful and stretches away beyond the limits of the past and the future.
Hey, Baba. Thank you, Tony.
Hey,
That's
Marta.
wonderful.
There was one powerful experience. I don't know if you might be a little too intimate to share, where something, some relationship was lost and you were completely devastated. And
Yeah,
Bob,
which one? Which one would you like me to tell about?
there was one where, I mean, I think you were down on your knees and it was,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, this was many years ago now. And I'd been in a relationship for, I think it was around 12 years. We didn't live together, but we were in a relationship for a long time. And he became a Baba lover. And he got involved with one of my best girlfriends. And everyone knew, but no one told me. And I didn't know. So he said, I want to come over and have lunch with you to your studio. And he came over and I had made lunch and stuff. And we didn't have lunch, but he told me that he was involved with this other woman and he was breaking up with me. And it was such a shock to me, such a shock. And it was the same thing as when I saw the fire. I fell to my knees and just explosion of tears came. I was just weeping from that deep place that you know that you don't even know you have until you start weeping and weeping and weeping. But the point of the story is so beautiful. I remember this, by Baba's grace. Always thank Baba for everything, no matter how horrible it is. It's really Baba's grace. I remember being on the ground, and my head was even on the ground. It was just crying and crying. And I remember saying, thank you, Baba. This is so awful to me. I'm sure that I'm going to have a great blessing from you from this. That's what I told him. And I thought, thank you, Baba, that I can do this. This is really horrible. And most of my big lessons in life have been through relationship for me, because I get really into loving someone. So when we break up, it's like not fun. But I get closer to Baba each time. Luckily, I haven't had a lot of relationships, so I appreciate that part. But yeah, so that was that was a very powerful moment, and Baba came through, no doubt. He always does. Yeah.
beautiful, really.
Thanks, Jeff. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's getting late for Jeff.
Yeah, well,
He's got to get his beauty sleep.
this has been so beautiful. Let's take what is, well, we got Rich there. Go ahead, and then in a little bit we'll have a period of silence. And Rich.
Well, I was going to ask, how, Marta, did you first meet Jeff? That was what I was going to ask.
Oh my God, that was a great moment in my life. It was in India when Randy and I went to India. I don't know if it was the first time or the second time, but I distinctly remember meeting him because I never forgot him. And here I am. We've been friends all these years. Yeah. Yeah. His hair was a little darker and
Wait. Where's my
but
wig?
he was as handsome as ever, just like he is now. Yeah,
Oh,
that was really great.
how about that? No, we've been great
friends.
great deep link.
Yeah, yeah.
Isn't that
Thank
beautiful? You know, as I say over and over again, Baba said, might be not be an exact quote, but he said, you will realize the truth by being connected to each other by the internal link. And as I say over and over again, all the people on the screen are your support group for the next 700 years. We are going to help. All these links are an unseen support, and we will be there for each other in so many ways.
Jeff, can you say that quote again?
You will realize the truth by being connected to each other through internal links.
Ah,
Not just an internal link with Baba, but with each other. That's the last message that Baba gave on the alphabet board on October 6th or 7th, 1954. But the internal links, these things are invaluable. And when you're really down and out, we draw on those internal links, whether we're married or not. Or you can just pick up a phone and call Marta anytime, day or night. Get uplifted. You feel good about yourself.
Oh, God.
Anyway, let's have a few more. Well, Tony, you got your hand up, or is that just left over? Okay.
It's left over.
Okay, let's have one final quote, and then let's have a period of silence. Anyone have?
I have a quote.
Okay, good, good.
I have something that I wanted to read. I shared it before, but I love it so much. And it's a Rumi translation. I can be without anyone, but not without you. You twist my heart, you dwell in my mind, and fill my eyes. You are my joy. I can't be without you. You are my sleep, my rest, the water that I drink. You are my clarity. You are my dignity, my world. I can't be without you. Sometimes you're kind. Sometimes you're unfaithful. You break my heart. But love, my essence, don't go away. I can't be without you. You are the head and I am the feet. You are the hand and I am your banner. If you leave, I will perish. I can't be without you. You have erased my image. You've taken my sleep. You've torn me away from everybody, but I can't be without you. I find no joy in life or relief in death. Why don't you say it too? I can't be without you.
Beautiful. Let's have a few moments. What a lovely translation. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
Wow, so beautiful, Marta.
Thank you all. I feel so loved and so supported. Thank you all.
Really.
Thank you for the chats too.
You are standing room only.
We're all out here standing. It looks like we're not. It looks like we're sitting around, but we're standing. No, that's just, I mean, these are love stories, truly love stories, where Baba enters the narrative of our life with his sunlight, you might say. Yeah.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you all very much.
I want to say one more thing about Marta and her relationship with Baba. I have personally been honored to witness Marta go through things that her default was no, not interested. And she pushed through it. Leading our Wednesday night Zooms is a perfect example. And she does it with total transparency of discomfort and total appreciation when she gets through that discomfort. And she's not doing it alone. We all know who's, holding her hand in this. And thank you so much for letting him guide your way.
Wait,
I love you, Mary.
Marta leads Wednesday night Zooms?
No, it's
It's our Santa Barbara Baba group, yeah.
Yeah, not a Baba Zoom. I didn't
Not
say
a, not a Baba Zoom, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And anytime you guys want to go out for the evening, you can go to that restaurant there that Mark has behind us. Just got the drinks and nice, beautiful music.
looks
Thank
like
you,
a
Diane.
restaurant to me. I can't.
Really? Oh,
Martha, I
okay.
loved how you told how miserable you were. Just loved that at first.
Yeah.
The railroad and the dirty hotel.
Oh, God, yes. Oh,
I don't know if
yeah.
you want, I don't know if you want to kind of put this on, if you want to have this recorded, but back then, those staying at the Dowlett, because of the food there, you get diarrhea, and then if you ate at the Ashoka Hotel, you got constipated.
It's,
So depending, I mean, now this is serious. Depending how you felt at the end of the day, you decide which restaurant you were going to go to, and so the Dalit became the drop lot, and the Ashoka became the ass choke, and so. Hey, so how you doing tonight? Well, we're going over to the ass choke. And oh yeah, okay. This is like I mean we were all serious about it because it's hard to live with that stuff
now
happening.
that I never heard before, Joe.
Yeah,
I never heard that.
continue to drop a lot without really knowing it.
Thank you for ending a perfect evening, Jeff, in your unique way.
Oh, those were the days. I mean, boy, we get
Oh, gosh.
oh my God. Anyway,
Those were the days too that Padre could save the day with his homeopathic too.
yeah,
That's for sure.
no.
Okay, well, I'm gonna let you guys go to sleep.
Okay, thank
Everybody's up
you,
late. Thank
everybody.
you
Much,
all.
much
Love you.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Thank
Marta.
you guys.
And
Thank
would
you
like
guys so much.
next Sunday,
Thank-
just remember next Sunday, it's Bob's birthday, so we won't be meeting.
Well,
But-
but there's gonna be a play, a funny play.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, right,
Yeah.
exactly.
All right.
Okay, much love. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks,
all for
everyone.
coming. Jai Baba.
Hey,
Hey,
Baba.
Mom.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Marta.
Thank you.
Baba.
Keyboard.
Love you.
Love you.
All right, here we go.